Hi and welcome back to another game of Division. Today I'm going to be using the Task Force Butler American Mechanized Battle Group up against the 352nd German Infantry Battle Group, the same deck that I just used in my previous video. I figured I would see what it's like to go up against it. So one of the things I wanted to quickly address before showing the Task Force Butler was the new AI. They've definitely done some sort of update to it where the AI now will bring up its air force, it'll use its artillery more frequently, and it just seems all around better. So this was actually really enjoyable to play, and it was there last game, but I didn't notice it as much because they didn't use the air force all that much. In this game, it was very noticeable. So as someone who hasn't had to really rely on bringing up AA or fighters, I do get pretty punished because I wasn't aware of the new update. So it's going to be a pretty fun game. So I'll just show off the deck and then we'll jump in. So this is Task Force Butler, an American mechanized battle group. It's American, but you do get the French freedom fighters working with you, and they've got some pretty cool units as well. The American rifle squads are very powerful. They've got the M1 Grands and the Bars, and the engineer squads are actually, I love that these are a 9-man squad with a TNT, so you've got a bunch of the M1 Grands, 2 Thompsons and TNT. So very powerful close quarter and very powerful mid to long range as well. And then once phase B comes up, you got these FFI squads and rallies with Molotovs, 12-man squad with a Raider trait, along with a move and shoot FM 2429, and then you've got the MG34 and the FM 2429. So this is really cool and unique, where you can move and shoot, and then once you become stationary, hit them with the dual machine guns. Even these leader squads are quite cool. They've got the UD M42s. What else? So you've got the M4 105s and the M8 Scots, really good for dealing with infantry as well. You've got the 50 cals. You've got a lot of vehicle support with this deck, and also a lot of air force, so making good use of that. Again, plenty of really powerful bombers such as the M47s and the Marauders. So yeah, I found the deck really fun to use, and let's get started. Alrighty, so I'm playing pretty reckless in this game. I actually went for a push over onto this left flag up here, and it doesn't go all that great. I mean, I do okay, but I feel like there was a few things I could have done differently. I've only got this one rifle squad to kind of hold these flags. Luckily, his units are quite far back, so I do actually grab a couple of flags here, but he also grabs a flag here. As you can see, he's already got a recon plane up in the sky, so he's able to see everything that I've got. So I've got some engineers that I was bringing into this forest. He's got a ton of these SPWs just fast moving through this road here. Got a bunch of flame waffens. So I've just got the one rifle squad there, and these rifle lades are really powerful. They got the 9 M1 Grands and the double bars, and they're really good against other infantry. So I do bring up this B26 B10 Marauder. I think it took out something there. I wasn't really paying attention, but yeah, I thought these were pretty interesting playing. I don't think they were really as good as I thought they were going to be. They are only at 65 cost. Their damage output isn't huge. They're still, and they have to have such a wide arc before they can swing back around and do another run. But we do have some engagements going on at the top. Just got our medium machine gun, along with our M4 105. They're just setting up over into these two light cover here. They're going to try to protect this. That Jeep should have moved up a little bit further. But they're basically going to try to protect this road, along with my engineers moving up, and the M5A1 recon tank. So this SPW is getting really close to my rifles. I'm just trying to get them out of there. I've got the Wolverine at the back here with some cavalry scouts. And then over on the left, this was my sneaky little push over here. I've got two M8 Scots. So these have the assault cannons with 2.2 damage to infantry, along with their M5A1 recon tank. So we do spot some infantry. Start to deal with them. This M4 105 still hasn't got into position because it is just dealing with that infantry trying to cross. I've got an M1 gun as well, so that's meant to be, it was meant to support this push just in case they had any light vehicles. I've got the medium machine gun and some rifle legs back there as well, just in case this failed. So all my resources basically went over to this left side, and I was just really hoping that they didn't have too much over here, but that is not the case. There's a ton of units here. They've got triple Flamewaffen up against my rifle legs, which I had recently brought up. And you can see all these units getting ready to engage with my rifles. Meanwhile, these SPWs, I decided to bring up an M1 gun and an M4A1 along with some cavalry scouts and just kind of pick them off. But they already do have a Flamewaffen, IG-18 and grenadiers, and all I've got is a rifle late to deal with them. SPW engaging with the medium machine gun. Rifle's about to get double flames onto him with a leader squad. And there's a surrender, so it's not looking too good on this right side. Kind of regretting putting everything over on the left. But I do have this flag now. Don't think I do end up moving these up, I think. But they've got some Panzergrens back there, so I got a little bit distracted over on the right, so I kind of stopped. I was pretty neglectful to the left side once I made that initial push. You can also see the Pack 40 knocking out my Wolverine. Everything's kind of going pear-shaped over here. I do get a surrender on one of those grenadiers, and then we're about to take out the recon squad as well. MG was going to try to get up into the bush line and try to deal with some more of that, but Panzergren's already there. So I've got the M5A1 and the M4A1 just getting ready to push up and protect this flag, make sure that the enemy doesn't get on it. They do have an IG-18 and Pack 40 back there, that you need to be careful of that. And this moving up this way, I do have to address that as well. So I've now got two M4A1s moving up. They were the ones that I brought up to deal with those SPWs. And I also noticed this IG-18, so it's coming to engage with them. I love the sound of the bars when they get their last shot off. So Grenadiers going up against the rifles now. I do want to take out that Flamewaffen though, so I'm just going to quickly target them first, and then I bring in some air support. The Marauder just unloading on him, and he's just kind of stuck there and gonna get decimated by those rifles. Those M4A1s now moving up over to here, and I think I'm gonna bring them up here at some point, and then M4A1 and M5A1 gonna force that Panzergren to surrender. Meanwhile, I'm bringing up some mortars. I wanted to see if I could do anything over here, but this is all pretty good at the moment. This Panzer 35S is a bit of a pain since I did lose that Wolverine. I've got some M8 Scots which are also heading up this way, and they actually engage with this instead of... I should have fast moved these, because the idea was that I was going to push them up to here and then move them up to this flag here, which, as you can see, I didn't notice at the time, but this actually would have been a perfect push because they had nothing to counter that. Instead they do get vision of this leader tank, and I think I end up losing them. So rifles engaging with some Panzergrenades, and you can just see how much more powerful the rifles are in this engagement. Oh, BF 109 coming in, and this is when you can start seeing the air power. Marauder knocking out that recon plane. So there's the M8 Scots trying to deal with that Panzer 35S, and I don't think they have a very good time. Yeah, they're just not piercing the armor. Still have control of the left flag up there, which is nice. But we are at a flag disadvantage because they have control of this, and I think this. The Panzerschreck team about to get way too close to our rifles. Quickly going down. And over on the right, I'm just starting to set up a 50 cal Jeep with an M4A1 and a rifle slate. I also set up this M4A1 and cavalry scouts just in case they did kind of sneak past. They're not going to get too far. Couple more rifle lates and an M1 gun. They're going to be heading up to reinforce this position here. And the idea is that I want to try and push these flags at some point. Over on the left, that mortar team has shown up, and those M8 Scots actually did manage to knock out the leader tank and have moved up. And managed to knock out an MG42 as well. I think that Marauder's just coming in to deal with that recon plan. I'm just trying to get rid of these because the AI just consistently brings these up, which is really cool to see, but also very frustrating because I have no AA. It just kind of disappears off the map, so I'm guessing it got away. Thankfully that BF 109 chose to evac straight away. And again, you can see the BF 109s. He just brings these up relentlessly, and I just wasn't expecting it. And it does such a good job of just picking apart my units. I mean, how he even knew those guys were there, I don't know. So over on the left, I'm bringing up some more reinforcements. I've got these, it's just ran into phase B now. So I can bring up these FFI rallies. These are a French infantry unit with the move and shoot light machine gun and the stationary light machine gun. I think they're all heading into the town. And the idea was that they would help, along with their M8 Scots, push into this flag here, because I wanted to get back to a 12-12. He does have an IG-33 about to set up though, and that Pack 40 is going to take out those M8 Scots, so I still don't have enough units to really do too much over on the left just yet. Over on the right though, I've brought up those M4A1 tanks, and they're just kind of hitting the infantry that was kind of sitting out on the trying to hold this flag. I did bring up this Marauder to try to deal with the Pack 40 which I spotted, but because it's in the trees it's really just having no effect. I've also got a mortar coming up, and my 50 cal M4A1 and rifle 8s are all getting ready to deal with the infantry in this forest. And sorry, yeah, it was just because he has this flag, because it's a 1311, so this does belong to him. I think, yeah, the elevation actually makes this quite risky. That Panzerfaust might actually just knock my M4A1 out straight away. And my rifles are out of range as well for now. Phone off and quickly going down, but that he's caught out. There we go. That was a pretty good engagement. We do lose the 50 cal though. And my M4A1s, I moved them forward to deal with the infantry and forgot about the Pack 40 for a second and actually lost that tank, which was a bit disappointing. Over on the left, I dropped some smoke with the mortar, and now I wanted to push those. The problem is that he actually brought up a BF-109 though. The Hellcat did come in to try to deal with the BF-109, and then just taking some shots at the Pack 40, and now I'm just trying to finish it off with some mortar fire. He has moved that out of position though. Teammate Scots though still doing a good job. They're just clearing off this infantry as our FFI rallies make their way over. These guys, unfortunately, not having a good time. They're even caught out by that Stug 3. Grenadiers dealing with our engineers as well. And I realize at this point, because we're in phase B, I have nothing to deal with these Stugs that have just come up. So this M4 105 isn't going to be able to deal with them. So I'm actually in a pretty bad position at the moment. But these guys are making their way over, so it's not all doom and gloom. P47D as well, just annihilating that Stug back there. Over on the right, they brought up another set of units which I decided to, oh no, sorry, these are the same guys, but they're no longer pinned down, so I'm just cleaning up the rest of that so I can try to get this flag back. That P38J I think took out that Pack 40 back there, which did knock out my M8 Scots with the Stug 3G. So this is looking pretty bad over on the left side. That Stug also coming up close. M4s are going to try to fight it, but I'm not going to have much luck. First one going down. I've also brought up a couple of heavy artillery pieces. That M4 is about to go down. I lose one of my engineer squads. And there he goes. So yeah, the left side's starting to look pretty bad. Over on the right, the rifles are getting hit by bombing runs as well. So everything's kind of collapsing. We are managing to keep the 12-12 for now. But I do need to start making some changes if I'm going to be able to come back. So the first thing I do is start to bring up some armor so I can deal with their armor. See these Scots just holding on with the waves of infantry coming up. That Stug 3G with a triple veterancy is going to completely wipe those support vehicles out there. So here comes our armor. So we've got an M8 and then the 2 Wolverines. Also, see, these are the M4A176s, and then I think I've a couple of Wolverines back here, yeah. And these come up in phase B, so they've got the 76mm, so they can actually compete with the Stug 3Gs. Well, this Stug 3 just sneaking through. You can see they've already got 3 Stugs on the battlefield, so I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage here. I think we do knock out 1 tank though. This M4A1's just taken an absolute beating. We've managed to destroy 2 Stugs, and he's now falling back. I love that the Wolverines have the 2000 range as well. Gives them a bit of an edge against these Stug 3Gs. They have managed to secure this forest though, which was pretty painful, along with the double cap. They've also recaptured this one here, so all that work that I put in over there on the left side is now falling apart. So that's 3 Stugs down. There's shells flying everywhere. There's the 4th, 5th one coming up as well. He only has 8 Stugs, so once this one's dealt with, he'll only have 3 left. So I think one of them's over here, and it got knocked out by my M1 gun. So that leaves him with 2 maybe. There we go. So as you can see, we are losing quite badly. My main focus was dealing with that armor though. I felt like once the armor was dealt with, I can now start to bring in my infantry and try to recapture these points. And with this group of armor for myself, it's going to be quite easy to retake this. So I wasn't too stressed out at this point. I was still feeling like I could make a bit of a comeback. These bombers were just frustrating to verse though. And instead of using the Hellcats for what they're meant to, I was actually, throughout the whole game, I was actually just using them to strafe infantry. So I decided to push forward. I felt like I could maybe knock out the IG-18 without the Pak 40 seeing me. Hellcat coming in again with a strafing run. P-47D. Oh, big explosion there. Another big explosion. There we go. So it's nice bombing run there. And we're getting ready for a push over onto this forest. So we've got some FFI squads with their Molotovs and close range rifles. Over on the left, we've got the FF5 squads and the rifle 8s. They're all going to be heading up into this forest here, but I'm a little bit distracted on the right side. Meanwhile, the top left, our machine guns are doing a great job at just keeping this infantry back until they can bring over some armor support or some sort of guns like IG-33s or something. They're not going to have a good time trying to get along that massive field. So we're getting ready for our advance now. I love the cool little vehicle that these saboteurs come in. So I just try to pop these guys out before we get too close. I wasn't too sure if there was something maybe hidden back in there, but as you can see, I probably could have just kept moving. That Pack 43 doesn't have vision either, so we're pretty safe there. So I've also got a couple of bazooka squads and a leader squad coming in as well. I wanted to make sure, oh, that rifle squad also pushed from back here to here, and I wasn't too sure it was there. I do eventually spot this stealth troop and start to engage with it as our guys again just moving over to that forest so we can try to cap that flag there. Over on the left, gain some more territory, engaging with some pioneers. They do control the bottom side of this town though, which was not what I wanted to see, so I'm bringing up some of these FFI rallies to deal with those. Basically wanted to get them into the forest, push up to the front, and then start to engage with whatever was there. They are now starting to use these 81mm though, and they're pretty annoying. And you can just see all these infantry units just pouring down this road. Nothing really to stop them except for this M1 gun. Ooh, nice shot there. The rest all jumping out though. So we're now in position. He's also managed to bring up some reinforcements, so got a little bit of a fight on our hands here. And now I'm starting to finally bring up some of this AA. So I've got the FFI cannons. I even brought them up with veterancy, so that 2-star veterancy, just so that I can try to get rid of these BF-109s that have just been a massive pain. I think he was going for that M1 gun too. I also brought over my M4A1s from this road here up to the hilltop, and with an FI rallies, and I wanted to recapture this flag. I didn't realize all this was here though, so kind of stepping into an ambush. Got these guys moving over to the forest. BF-38 just taking some shots. I'm just trying to really keep this flood of infantry back. So now we're just pushing forward. We do capture this flag here. We get our first engagement. Oh, the double P47 is just obliterating that clump of infantry there. I also brought over these rallies to the right side just to support these tanks. Unfortunately, I ran into a Stoss troop. That one man just, oh, he gets the Molotovs off as well. Does go down. I think the bazooka gets him. It just does. I was lucky. So we're just moving forward. Stoss troop going down. This Pentagram's in a good spot though. They've also got these side shrungs at the back there. Oh, Molotov's going in. I think he just managed to get out of the way of those. But we do force him out of the forest, or just to the edge of the forest, sorry. I've also got my M4A1 here, able to support my infantry as they try to deal with them. Tanks are getting hit by those anti-tank rifles though. I don't think they could actually kill. But with that we do secure this flag. I've got some heavy artillery just trying to knock out that flak that I spotted. And then just some more units. They're going to kind of take this side over here, because I do know they like to push around here. So getting some guys into this area to stop them from recapturing that flag. So this was a little bit of a reckless push, because I noticed here that the flags were, like, I was pretty much down to like 2 minutes left. I did a little bit of a desperate push and lost one of my tanks and some infantry there. And they've actually gained complete control of this town now. Those FFI rallies just getting completely caught out. Yeah, so I'm falling those back. Over on the right, I'm just trying to remember. So I've got these guys here, which are going to try to push up again, because I'm pretty sure I lose this M8. Yeah, M8 going down. Over on the right, I think this is kind of stabilized now, so we'll just kind of sit there. That flak 38 I'm pretty sure takes out those bazookas, but these guys are getting ready to push in there. But I've got a large stack of infantry coming up, and with only a minute to spare I just have to move forward, so just trying to get into position there. Over on the left side, there's just so much over here, but I've got my heavy artillery trying to deal with them. And I've also brought up an M4A176. He does start to hit me with mortars though, which was not what I wanted, because I wanted to get one of these squads over to this building here so I can secure the flag. You can see I've only got 36 seconds to do something, so I'm desperately pushing over here. P47D just coming in with the shot, and we managed to just grab onto this flag with 18-17. I think the other flag I needed was this one here. And there we do. We've got the 12 flags just. So I think it was this one here. I think it hadn't become mine just yet. But now, with only seconds to spare, we managed to get a nice foothold onto this forest and can just push those grenadiers out of there. Still engagement, just going over on the left side, just all falling back, getting hit by artillery and tank shells, and we can start to try to make our way over to secure that flag. So my next set of units have come up and I'm going to spot that Flak 38. Does go down. So we managed to get one of the FFI rallies into the building, so now this flag is under our control, and we've actually got a 1311. These FFI squads just trying to engage with those Sitchin rungs, if I can pronounce that right. And I'm pretty sure in phase C, so I'm only getting 80 points, so resources are a little bit scarce at the moment. I think I've got my heavy artillery trying to knock out that Flak 38. I do decide to bring up the M4A1, just hoping there was no AT guns in either of these forests. Just taking a bit of a gamble there. And this other FFI rally's going to swing around the back into this house, and then just some more reinforcements, and they're gonna try and unload into the town as well. Big engagement over here. I think I've got my heavy artillery now helping us out. So we do manage to push them back. These guys are still getting hit by this BF-109. And I just got in a M1 gun, which I'm going to set up just in case they try to bring up any light vehicles or armor. We can deal with them, and the bazooka just for the same reason. But at this point, I don't think they really have any armor to bring up, but just in case. So artillery just still dealing with them. Not a whole lot happening at the moment. I've got my mortars. I think I wasn't too sure if there was still something there, so just did a bit of a barrage before sending up my infantry. I've also got a couple of M4A1s. They're going to set up over here. These M8s, they're going to set up in the town as well, So I'm just starting to get ready to create a push over on the left. This center is pretty secure now as well, and I think I'm also thinking about pushing into the town, so that's why this P-47D is coming in. Massive hit there. So the saboteur is coming up. M1 gun. Again, I don't really know what's in here. I think I can spot one of these squads, but now that the saboteurs are showing up, I can actually start to engage with them. It's funny how these guys are just so close to one another. Like they're just out of range. So those M4A1s have moved up to the edge of the town and are just basically taking out whatever they spot. All my infantry have moved in, so this town is very much under my control, and I can start thinking about pushing to here and here. I've also decided to start making a push for this town. I'm dropping in some heavy artillery. They do get caught out in the open though, so I think I try to pull them back. Meanwhile, these guys are just going to try to get into some light cover. It's a shame that M1 gun was just out of range and couldn't support them. And we're even getting hit by those 81 mils back there, so yeah, I think that's when I decided to start pulling back. And I think yeah, here we go. So these guys should be locked in now. And yeah, I think my main focus right now is this town, so we won't really have to go exploring. We can just sit here. I think I was trying to knock out a transport there, but obviously it was nowhere near there anymore. Mortar rounds coming in on us. Meanwhile, heavy artillery coming around on them. So as we just barrage each other, it kind of stops our infantry from being able to do anything. Which is good for me since he does kind of outnumber me in a much better position. I'm just waiting for some income so I can bring up some reinforcements. And I also brought up these M4A1s, which I wanted to just make sure that I could hold this hill. I didn't want them to be able to get in there. So I've also got this squad there. The left is pretty quiet at the moment, and other than the barrages going off, there's not much happening over on the right either. So I'll just scroll out for now and just wait to see which area pushes first. But the enemy seems to be quite low on units because he's not making any pushes anywhere either. A little bit of an engagement over in this forest here. Got some grenadiers going up against my rifle lates. I'm not going to have a good time unless that IG-33 gets involved. Oh, we are just picking it apart though. Hopefully he can't get a shot off. Ooh. We do lose a couple of guys, but that was a pretty lucky engagement there. Ooh. I think that was his artillery. Was that the... I think one of my Wolverines got destroyed by his artillery. There's nothing else that could have done that. Over on the right, some rifle legs just trying to race across into this forest. I thought maybe I could get this flag. I wasn't too sure what was there. Turns out it's a Pack 43, which thankfully does not have eyes on my M4A1. So I finally got some reinforcements for this town. I'm going to be making a bit of a push there soon. Oh, looks like he's got off-map coming in. So his rallies have dropped out now and are going to make their way forward. I did lose the squad over here, since they do have quite a lot of infantry along with the Pack 43 in the back there, so... Ooh, no, Pack 40 getting shots on my M4A1. The M8 does spot it, but... And we just get out of range, so that was very lucky. It's going to go down though. At this point I do have complete control of the skies now, so... I'm just going to be bringing up Air Force. We just want that Stoss troop and just take him out of range. Pack 40 just getting out of range. I think that's going to end up knocking out that M4A1 since I don't have any recon to spot for me. Rifles finishing off those grenadiers so we can get up and hold that position. Heavy artillery doing its thing. I think I've got some more reinforcements here. We've even got the Marauder coming in, so there's a lot of damage just to hit one guy. I wasn't too sure what was in there, to be honest, so I thought maybe there would be a couple of squads, but now watching the replay I can see that I forgot that I'd already hit this with a P47D, so it was unlikely that there would be anything in there. Oh, there's my squad's getting completely surrounded and caught out because that M4A176 got destroyed. Yep, my rally's getting into position, trying to engage with those Citrons. I think over on the left there might be something happening. No, not yet. Yeah, I think if I was actually paying attention I would have got those guys to fall back. I'm just going to hit them with mortar fire now. I don't want them making their way to the right. So with that, the last squad in this town falls back and we manage to secure that flag. Over in the center, I've also brought up some more my squads, and they're going to push them back with the M8 and the 50 cal. Also the M4A1 just sitting back, probably going to take some shots as well. And then over on the left, still nothing really happening. I hope that guy's going to go join the other tank. Here's some more reinforcements. Once I get them there, then we can start pushing onto these flags. Grenadier's getting caught out there. Ooh, we've got a Panther, sorry. Lucky I've got no armor here. If I did, it would be getting taken out pretty quickly. I also actually don't have anything to deal with the Panther. Ooh, RG-33. Too scary. Doesn't look like it has vision of anything though. I think it's trying to take shots at these guys because they're on the move. Thought I might just see if there's anything there, and luckily for me there wasn't, so I managed to grab another flag. Since I have taken out those recon planes, these BF-109s are a little bit less effective, even with my lack of AA. Looks like we're getting hit by some heavy artillery and mortars, so this town's not having a good time. Neither are these rallies. But with that, we've got some more reinforcements. They're all going to come and help push this flag. And over on the left, getting ready to engage the Marauder, coming in for the bombing run. Ooh, big hit there. So my squad's trying to get across, but we are getting hit by those mortar rounds. We've also got the M4A176 and the command M4A1. They're going to be making their way over to the town as well to give these infantry supporting fire. But I don't think I really need it too much. They barely have anything left, so I'm going to quickly pick these guys apart. We've got the M4A1 just making its way over to the left. Does have a command unit, but that's not going to do anything. This is a bit of a tough engagement, but I'm bringing the M8 and another squad over to help us out. There we go with that. We secure these 2 flags, and there wasn't much more I could do over here, to be honest. The Yard Pants are getting very close. So it is a good thing that he didn't bring these guys up until the late game. I mean, I've got this bazooka. I probably could have snuck that in, but I actually didn't know this was here. And that's game. So major victory, 4,200 to 3,000 exact. That's crazy. But thanks for watching.